Sibel, your company, Doluca, is synonymous with wine in Turkey, and you're the third generation in that company line. Can you take me through the history of the company, focusing on generation by generation? What did each generation give?
Okay, well, to begin with, Doluca, our winery, is the first and oldest winery in Turkey, and hopefully next month we will be entering our 92nd year. So that's a proud moment for us. Our story begins with the first generation, who was my grandfather. He was the first Turkish enologist, the first Turkish winemaker, and his main mission and purpose was to start the wine industry in Turkey and to get Turkish people to produce and consume and enjoy wine. His main focus was the land, and his main legacy was the vineyards that he planted, and he encouraged widespread plantation of vineyards, and that's where it all starts in winemaking.
So he planted,
yeah,
then
he
your
set
father,
our roots.
then
yeah.
he set the roots literally, then your father arrived.
Yeah, then second generation, his only child, my dad, came in 1969, also an enologist by trade. He studied in California, came, and he pioneered many firsts in the Turkish wine industry. It's difficult to count them, but when he first joined the company, under the Doluca brand, there were only 3 different brands and an annual production of 300,000 bottles. Fast forward to today, he's still our chairman. We have 54 different brands and an annual production of 13 million liters. So a very sizable growth happened under his time, and his main mission, it still is today, is to try and produce the best wines in Turkey and try and create the best wine that this land has to offer to the world.
And then more recently, what's happened?
Well, all good things must come to not necessarily an end, but a pause at times. And the current administration of our country sent many obstacles down our way throughout these years. Most of those obstacles came in the form of taxation, exorbitantly high taxation. But the worst blow was delivered on 11th of June, 2013.
11th of June 2013, what happened?
Yeah, that's a date that we are unable
to
forget.
It's in stone.
But that was a day that the law commonly known as the alcohol ban, the alkol yasakları, was signed into action by the then president. And basically what that law did was overnight, it banned anything and everything that can fit under the definition of marketing for the whole of the alcoholic beverage industry.
So complete separation from the customer.
Exactly. So no more, from that day onwards, no more advertising of any kind on any platform. No social media, no accounts for your winery, no accounts for your brands or anything that may have become synonymous with you.
Complete zip.
No price promotions, no sponsorships, no online sales, no home deliveries, no tastings, no brand visuals. I mean, I'm very jealous of everyone that has come before me and they're showing their products on this huge screen, and unfortunately it's illegal for us to show our products or for me to mention them.
So you can't even show your products here on a stage?
No, not even on our websites, unfortunately.
And I guess you've tried every angle to get around it.
There seem to be no loopholes in the law.
So how did it feel?
So basically what they were telling us as the administration, they said, okay, we are allowing you to exist for now, but we don't want to see you, we don't want to hear about you, we would actually like to pretend that you do not exist. So that, we weren't ready for this. We weren't expecting something to this level, this absolute silencing of an industry. So we were really, it was a nightmare at first, and it took us a long time to recuperate because it was a complete severance, as you said, of our relationships with our consumers and drinkers. It almost felt like there was a death in the company. You know, how does an FMCG company function? You have your support functions, your finance, IT, HR, and then you have the 3 important business components that propel it forward, which is production, marketing, and sales, and that's a balanced tripod. And one leg was just wrenched out from under us, and it really did feel like a death. Reji bizim veda ilanımızı verebilir mi? Çok mersi.
Okay. So literally a death. And so tell me, what happened then?
So we all said our goodbyes to our consumers because that was the last time we were able to talk to them. And as a company, we went through the same stages of grief that a person goes through when, unfortunately, they lose someone that they love. So first stage was denial. We didn't believe it. Then came anger. We were furious.
Yeah,
we were just bitching all the time about how horrible and how unfair life was. And then bargaining. You know, any loopholes, any gray areas in the law? No. And then came the depression stage. And that was nasty. And I think that it would be fair to say that the whole industry was depressed for about a year. You know, there was no passion, no energy, everything seemed pointless. You know, why? Why bother create a new product if I can't talk about it, if I can't show it? We had to dissect each business unit separately. And the correct question to ask at the end was, okay, what was each department, each team, each person not doing enough of, or not prioritizing, or not focusing enough on before, because marketing was so conveniently taking care of it for them? So what comfort zone had the presence and the allowance of marketing provided that they no longer would have, and they would have to compensate for? So for example, for the production team, now they became aware that when they're creating a new product, there would no longer be a lovely marketing story written about the attributes of the product on the label or on the neck or an Instagram post. So the product itself has to now do the talking.
So it improved the product.
Improved precision of the product and differentiation of the product. And for the sales team, their job used to end when they sold the product in to an outlet, and then it was up to marketing to create the pull. So now we were telling our sales teams, okay, your job now actually starts where it used to end, because now it's your job to make sure that the customer actually pushes the wine and keeps it on the forefront. So all these levels of customer relations started happening. So a bunch of new job definitions came out of it.
So you'd move from pull to push,
we had to.
And you redefined yourself. Were there any other opportunities that you found in these huge problems?
Well, there was a big also market focus shift, actually, that happened, which we were all, like most wineries in Turkey, focused on the domestic market because it was our backyard, because it was growing, it was exciting, it was challenging. And then now that the future of the Turkish wine market is a bit unpredictable and unforeseeable, we have all shifted our focus onto the export markets. So before the ban, my marketing team was 20 people, now it's down to 2, whereas our export department has tripled. We used to be in only 7 countries, and our export shares were about 10–11% of our total sales. Now we're in 15 different countries, and it's up to the 20% mark, and we're still projecting further growth. And we're not doing this alone. All the wineries in Turkey who are serious about exporting and have the quality to do so have come together under the umbrella name of Wines of Turkey. And we are trying to pursue every international opportunity to secure a place for Turkish wines now in the global trade.